Hi, this is Valerie Bates. I'm the marketing director for the City of Port Isabel, and we're here at the Keeper's Cottage, which is also our visitor center, talking to the Coastal Current newspaper about everything they have going on in their world. So, Diego and John, would you introduce yourselves, please?
Absolutely. I'm John Grider. I'm the general manager at the Coastal Current.
My name is Diego. I'm the advertising, sales, marketing strategist, many titles, social media.
And so let's talk a little bit about where you're located and what your audience looks like.
Yeah, sure. We're located on Swordfish on the island, right next to the Grapevine. Tough parking, because Grapevine is very busy.
Busy neighbors.
I guess maybe the more important question is, where are you located online?
Oh.
Yeah, that would be coastalcurrent.com.
Absolutely.
So we have our website, coastalcurrent.com. You can find any of our e-editions on there for anyone who's reading outside of the state. Hi to our Winter Texan friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I got archives there too. So if you want to follow up on recipes, you can find us there. Find us on Facebook, Coastal Current. We share a lot of our partners on there, so you can find out what's going on the island. And then really inside, any of our free racks on the island, South Padre Island, Port Isabel, we have the Walmart, HEB, the Blue Marlin on the island. And really inside of any subscribers, Valley Morning Star, Brownsville Herald, some of the McAllen Monitors, about 9,000 of them, they all get this on a Thursday morning with their subscriber paper.
So what you're saying is this is a free paper.
Yeah.
Right, we're a free publication, and as Diego said, we're distributed at racks in the Laguna Madre area, but we do insert into the daily papers, the Monitor and McAllen, the Star, and the Brownsville Herald every Thursday morning. So that's right about 20,000 subscribers that are getting the paper on Thursdays, and then the remainder are distributed here locally in the Laguna Madre area.
So they get distributed probably around Friday morning or late Thursday, Friday morning when you're putting them out on the racks.
You know what? It was great today, Valerie, because this morning when I got to the office early, they were already at the office, and so we were able to get them out early Thursday morning. And usually Diego and I we'll take some out, but then we've got independent contractors
of course
dropping the papers.
We have a long weekend coming up, so the earlier they hit the racks, of course, it's always better.
100%.
And sometimes it's a long weekend. Every weekend we have people coming in from out of town on Thursdays. So tell us a little bit about the products that you offer.
Yeah, so I'll start off with a couple of them. Really, with AIM Media is our kind of mothership company. They do the Monitor, the Valley Star, the Herald. Some international, some national, kind of different publications, but the Coastal Current's our kind of baby, and we get to have fun with it because we're on the island. And so we work off of the Coastal Current. This is this week's edition. Really focused on South Padre Island, Port Isabel. We're always displaying that on the cover.
So what's the content like, and what does your reader want to see and read?
You know what, we've got several columnists that are writing for us every week. We have Ivy Easterly, who's writing Life's a Beach. We have the cuisine, which is recipes coming from Bettina at Marcello's, and then we've also got Whiskey Willie, who's doing a liquor review of some sort. Sometimes it's bars, sometimes it's concoctions that he's making up. But those three columns are with us all the time. We've got the normal. They got the Tide Guide,
and then we go into some different stories from around our other publications. We have all the writers that they touch in all those other publications, and we get a chance to have either some of that in our Coastal Current, or they come out here and do some local stories and stuff that's going on.
And that's a great point too, in that we're open for requests. Oftentimes, people will say, hey, can you come out and cover this? And the great thing about this is that we do have the daily papers to support us, and so there are reporters out there that I can make a call to our editor Ryan Henry and say, hey, Ryan, there's something going on here, whether it's a grand opening or you know, it might be any type of event, and you know, we're usually going to get coverage on that.
Yeah, and so that content, all of it's focused really on entertainment, family fun, you know, things that you can do with your friends and your family around the island or the Rio Grande Valley. And so that's really who we try to service with the content is, you know, families. These go to a lot of subscribers, so you're hitting a lot of family households, and they have some of that disposable income to have fun, to do things. And that's really what we feel like is an advantage for a lot of our partners. So yeah, that content is very family oriented, fun for the kids, because especially right now with the kids out of school,
Right.
you need to burn some energy, and so we try to give them a lot of stuff to do out here.
Before we talk about the other services you all have to offer, let's take a minute to talk about how it is to be a newspaper during COVID-19.
It definitely has been a challenge. Obviously, as a free publication, we don't have a paid circulation that helps with our revenue, and so you know we're 100% dependent upon the advertising dollar, and obviously, especially early on, very challenging. And what we took a look at, Valerie, was rather than you know backing off and perhaps you know pulling the paper. We went just the opposite, where we kept our circulation at 27,000. We haven't changed that, and we got very aggressive with our offers to island businesses and the local community, those that wanted to stay in, and you know, do whatever we could, you know, to keep them in, even if it was just an ad at no charge that would say, "Hey, we're open," just to let
Right.
people know that, hey, we are open. And I know that Diego has had you know many conversations with advertisers, and that really appreciated that, you know, during tough times, especially.
Well, it's like
you
an
know,
investment back into the business community, which invests in you.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you know, especially the latter part of March and then into April, started to clear up a little bit in May. But yeah, it was challenging times. But we didn't want to pull back. We wanted to, you know, more or less bite the bullet on our part and open our arms to our local advertisers.
Now, it's not like the rest of your family hasn't been hurting, but it's helped you all that you have quite a support, you know, a base to work from, being part of A Media.
Very fortunate. You're right. Very fortunate in that, and upper management that looks at the big picture down the road, not just okay immediately what are we going to do. You're right about that.
Right.
Yeah, I would say the first response from a lot of our upper level management was, how can we help whoever's, you know, suffering right now in your partners? You know, how can we make sure that they're okay and they can move forward? And then how can we continue to distribute, because it's very important to get this information out there. You know, with our partners, I think the biggest thing was just letting people know that they were open, or how they were open, because a lot of times during this whole thing, we're all confused about who's open, how we can get their products or services. So, you know, the first response from our AIM Media team was, you know, what can we come up with to help people out, you know, and also, like John said, bite the bullet straight on so that we can continue to look at the long
And we had, you know, I would have upper management conference calls every Monday. And it was, you know, from the editors to circulation directors, and so, you know, everyone's talking about the challenges and talking about, you know, brainstorming what can we do, not so much looking to save ourselves, but to open ourselves up to help the communities that we serve.
Right. Right. So we're kind of talking about this maybe in the context of a printed media. How has digital media supported what the print media has to offer? And how has your reach increased because people have been unable to leave their homes?
Yeah, and so that was a question a lot of people had when it first started, right? The COVID started, people were saying, well, you know, if you're putting papers out in the racks, you know, can we still pick them up, and this and that.
Right.
Our audience still, you know, they still want to eat it up and they still go and pick up the paper, but we gave them that option. We revamped our website, I want to say maybe about 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's been a couple months.
And we put the e-edition back up because a lot of people have been asking us for that e-edition. You know, a lot of our Winter Texan followers are not from
Absolutely.
here. So they either want us to mail them a Coastal Current, or where can we read it online? So the digital aspect of it helped out a lot, because now when people are staying home, we got on Facebook heavy, you know, shared our partners on there so people know who's open, how they're open, what they're doing. And that just helps us build a community, you know, in that Facebook group or in our Facebook kind of feed.
Right.
Helps us build a little community that then they go to the Coastal Current when they see it, because they say, oh, hey, I saw them on Facebook, and they pick us up whenever they're on the island. And so we've really been able to figure out who our readers, who our followers are.
And really the website, and it's still a work in progress, and that's a part of our overall game plan going forward.
That's the beauty of websites, isn't it?
Well, it always is under construction. But when ours got taken down, it was down for about a year because it was all part of a corporate deal that was put together, and we didn't get the new template or any of the new stuff until just recently. And when we did get it back, one of the things that was missing, and this was right about when everything hit in March, was the ability to actually have our paper version or our print version online. And so we got that, and along with that, the archives that go back, I think, to like 2014 thereabouts. I mean, so that's really been
that's excellent, because a lot of those columns they're still, you know, they have an infinite shelf life.
Absolutely, and especially in the cuisine, probably is the number one request we get. Because we'll get people coming in, especially during winter testing season, people coming in saying, "Hey, do you have last week's?" And it was the clam chowder. I remember there was one in particular. We just, you know, we were searching and searching. I think we finally directed them to Bettina over at Marcello's, and she was able to give it to them correctly. But it is a great part of it. And you know, having regular columnists, that's a big deal. I mean, and people look for that every week. You know, expecting it.
I know in this COVID-19 era, a lot of media is suspending their online subscriptions. Of course, it doesn't apply to you all, but there's a warm feeling you get when you click on a link that you see somewhere and you can actually read the publication. You don't have to answer a survey question, or yes, there is no paywall, and so that's a big service, actually, not only to your writers and your audience, but also to the advertisers.
That's absolutely right, and you're right about that, and that's very controversial right now with paid subscriptions, is how to handle that.
And I understand that. I do. Yes, Gessie can see that side of it also.
A lot of publications just opened up the floodgates, and then it's like, well, wait a minute, what are we going to do now? You know, how are we going? And
to reel it back in.
That's a challenge, and you know, it's one of the beauties of you know, having a free publication, is that, you know, it's always going to be there, and especially online.
Right.
Very much so.
So you brought some other props with you. Why don't we talk about what that looks like?
Well, you know, one of the things that I specialized in before coming here to the Coastal Current, I've been with the company before eMedia. It was Freedom Communications, but I've been with the company for, you know, just about 20 years. But one of the things that I did when I was working in the Mid-Valley was did a lot of direct mail, and we had a special press that came to our company back in 2008, I think, that we were able to do print mailers, and so that's something that we specialize in. There are a lot of things that you know when you think of the Coastal Current, a lot of it is, you know, our print product, and then especially what we can do digitally. But there are a lot of other things, and this press not only printed direct mail, but we did flyers for clients that would do inserts to all the daily papers.
Really, I think the inserts may be one of the best kept secrets.
Oh, it most definitely is, and you know, and the thing about it is that this press is great, because what it does is it prints, you know, thousands and thousands. I think this one right here is one that we printed up, you know, 60,000, and it inserted into all of our daily papers. And, you know, again, you know, not too many people know that we're capable of doing that. Now, we're not a little print shop where we can, you know, come by and print 50 at a time. You know, we're talking, you know, big volumes. But that certainly is, you know, one of the side things that we do. We also do a lot of political advertising, all the way from mail out pieces. We've been involved in, you know, several campaigns. I was involved in several in Weslaco and in McAllen, and we do even door hangers during political season, and obviously I think Monday is early voting starts again, and so I've been helping the Valley Morning Star is working on a program right now for a Williston County sheriff, and so I'm working with them on a direct mail program. And then Diego specializes in all the digital stuff that we do, and speak to that a little bit.
Yeah, I think with you know, the print medium, you have like such a quality, trusted audience, people that really, when they see something physical, they know it's real.
Right.
The whole online space, just like anyone else who's been online, I'm sure you've gotten hit with online ads, is about repetition and, you know, finding the right audience and then diving into that audience. And so, you know, it's the same kind of principles as we use with print medium. If you want to target an entire neighborhood, you know, 50,000 pieces, deliver them to homes, we can do the same thing on a digital mobile phone. We can target neighborhoods. Right. We can target competitive businesses. We can target anyone, anywhere that you might want to be. You know, and you guys as business owners who might see this, you guys know your audience, exactly who they are. You see them come every day. You know what kind of income level they might be. You know what kind of hobbies they might have. Or they're probably fishermen. They probably love being in the nature. So we can find those targets and those interests because each of us uses our phone every day, all day.
Right.
And we type in all the stuff that we like to do or the stuff that we read. And so this gives you an opportunity to find people where they are with whatever message you might have. Moving into the digital space, we can target mobile phones, computers, we can target tablets, even TVs at this point. If you have a,
oh, no kidding.
Yeah, if you have a kid who's watching PlayStation Network or Apple TV or any sort of on-demand kind of viewing except for the basic cable service, we can target interest levels of these people. So you know, if you're a golf course and you want to target golfers, we can get you on-demand TV streaming going towards golfers and show you the results of people who click those ads. You know, same thing that we can do with any reporting. If you want to get your stuff in front of people on their mobile phone, computer, we can show you what websites our ads come out on. We can show you the tens of thousands of ads that you're getting for your dollar. You know, but the whole digital space is a little bit confusing for some people because there's just so much. And that's why us as Digital AIM, we're your local hub for what is that information? What might you want to use? And we can give you that info. If we can't help you exactly with what you're looking for, we'll point you in the right direction. But we have people in our group that have had 10 plus, 20 plus years, decades of experience in the digital space. And as it's changed moving forward, you know, with the YouTubes and Facebook and all the sort of online streaming, people never used to stream. And now that's mostly all people watch their TV shows and whatnot streaming.
Right.
And so, you know, we're evolving with the times. Obviously, AIM Media has always been very good about the print medium. You know, the news properties are some of the most popular in the areas. And their digital presence from the Monitor.com, the ValleyStar.com, BrownsvilleHerald.com, even CoastalCurrent.com, you know, they get on average 10 to 20 to 30,000 views a day. And especially now where we're aware people are turning online for their news.
Right.
You know, and there's still people in print that want their news. And so we're aware of that and we're trying to position ourselves in the best way. And we're confident as the digital side of things. If you ever have any questions, that we can help you.
And website building too.
Yeah, from building websites and you know, creating videos. You know, we can do anything and everything you might want to do on the digital space. Websites, advertising, videos, video directing, drone footage, editing and deploying those videos.
Wow.
You know, we can help with any of that. It's just whatever ideas you might have, we can kind of help organize them. You know, the decades of experience with the Digital AIM is amazing, and John has decades of experience with our print media and Digital AIM, and so, you know, that's really what we're seeing people move is onto the digital space. They just don't know where to go exactly.
Right.
Well, we know that flexibility is the key to the game.
Mm-hmm.
But interesting that when you take that Coastal Current off the news rack, you've just touched the tip of the iceberg, really.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
really much
That's
so,
a very
yeah.
good way of putting it. That's a very good way of putting it.
Very much so.
So the help that you can give businesses online is really less about the identity of the Coastal Current and all about pushing that customer out in front of their customer, or that business out in front of their customer base.
100%.
That's a great point, because when we sit down with anyone, it's, you know, okay, what are your ideas, and we're going to bring our ideas in to figure out how we can push you as best as possible.
Well, and it all comes down to consultant selling. I mean, and when we're talking with a client, because we don't ever want to be in a situation where we're coming in and laying down all of this in front of you and saying, here's,
Figure it out.
now, we want to find out what your needs are as a business.
Right.
And then,
That builds long-term relationships.
right, and then we're going to come up with a solution. We're going to come up with some suggestions of, okay, this might work. How about this? Had you thought about this? And like you said, people don't know about the direct mail. Well, they might not know about all of the details of what we can do with digital marketing.
Right.
I mean, so there's just a lot of things that we have to offer that really it's a challenge for us to put all that information in our weekly Coastal Current, and here's who we are. I mean, we'll run what we call house ads every now and then, but still then, there's a whole nother story we have to tell.
Yeah, and it all depends on the business. I mean, what is your goal? What do you want out of this? And we can come up with something based on all of our products to fit your needs, fit your budget,
Right.
and to fit the solution that you eventually want to hit.
Right.
Well, now more than ever, businesses need, whether or not they know to be looking for it, new solutions to old problems, and that's how to get traffic into my store, or for them to be thinking about how they can expand their footprint online. If you have a storefront, that doesn't mean you can't sell online.
Right.
And we've discovered, going through a close down, how important that was.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Right.
It really accelerated a lot of people from where we were to what people think 10 years from now what
Right.
business is going to
Right.
be. And everything from people shopping at home on Amazon all
And the
day.
new reality of what is the new reality.
Right.
It's gonna be,
Right.
And we're surfing a wave, and so we're all trying to figure out how to surf that wave. But with what our products are, the expertise in AIM Media overall, I mean, we can really sit down and try to figure out what the best solution is for
And
you.
and the flexibility factor. I mean, if things are changing, almost hour by hour, as far as what the government is saying or what the county judges are saying or whatever it might be. I mean, there's a lot of flexibility involved. Okay, we need to be nimble.
Right.
And the businesses need
Right.
to be nimble. And I think that's a key for us, is to be there for them and say, well, you know what? Okay, so they're going to restrict, new restrictions or whatever might be coming up. How best can we attack that, and how can we, benefit from what all of the different services that we have.
Helping a brick and mortar business become nimble. That
That's a
is
challenge.
that is a challenge. That's a challenge. Brick and mortar is old as the hills. It's always worked until you end up in a pandemic.
Right.
Curveball, yes.
Right.
100%.
And the products behind these doors are well thought out, so creative. They have homes. We've just got to figure out how to connect them.
Right.
And that's our whole, strategy, is connect our partners to their customer and how that message is translated, because they're everywhere. Like, you can find your customer on their mobile phone constantly. You can find them at their home directly. We can target them there. It's just so funny. The possibilities are endless.
They really are.
And that's our whole goal here, is to whittle them down to what you really need.
Right.
And yeah, like you said, moving forward into this new normal, all of our different products and expertise kind of help us do that, to give people options and choices.
And a lot
to
of
be
the brick and mortar people that you're talking about, they don't understand. They understand their product, and they understand
Right.
how beautiful, whether it's a restaurant and Mama's been cooking this forever and ever, and it's the greatest in the world, or whether it's merchandise. They get that, but they don't always understand when they open their doors, where is everybody? Or now that I can't, how are we going to get the word out?
So build it and they will come does not always work.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Build it,
Exactly.
advertise, then
Especially
they will
now.
come. Yes.
Especially now.
And we like to call it communicating with your audience. I mean, it's less of selling them on what you have, and more of communicating with them what you have and how they can come and get it.
Right.
Because the message that we try to always put out there with people that we work with is, we have such amazing stuff inside, you just need to come in. That's what I always find with the brick and mortar, is these stores are like little museums.
They're incredible.
They're awesome
Yeah.
crafts.
Yeah.
The art is amazing, and you're gonna get a flavor of the local community if you can go in and try it. Now, how do those brick and mortars expose what's inside before the customer comes in, so the
Right.
customer knows that?
Especially since we know now more than ever that's how the customer is traveling.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yes.
a lot less spontaneity, more planning.
Very much so.
So you all are really poised to be the megaphone for economic development in the lower Laguna Madre here or across the Rio Grande Valley. If somebody wants to become involved or have a conversation, how do they start that?
Yeah, so you can find us if you pick up a Coastal Current. Our office number is right in there. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you about what's going on in your business, what's going on with your customers. We always try to have conversations behind the camera about
yes, we do on a regular basis.
On a regular basis about what's happening and how things are changing, because it's so important that we stay in contact. Because as John said, as things change, we need to be fluid. If we need to go to go ordering, right? If you need to go from dining in to go, we can get that done instantly because we have all graphic design in-house. We have all of the people deploying our ads are all in-house. But yeah, you can find us inside the Coastal Current. All of our office information is in there. On our
and of course,
website.
we will be putting all that information down in the comments too to make it easy for everybody to find.
Oh yeah, and I would include my cell phone number would be great. And
Yeah.
I would like for that to be there because as I said, and not just from an advertising standpoint, but there might be story ideas. There might be some coverage that. One of the great things about our little publication, and this is on the print side, is that there isn't anything that's too small.
Right.
There might be something that no one's ever heard of, but it'll be unique. And
we never know what your audience is interested in too,
yes.
and we sometimes underestimate them.
Exactly, and it's nice. It's nice managing a property where we have that latitude to take a look at those types of things.
Right.
And I think that's been critical for our publication.
Yeah, so let's keep the conversation flowing. We'd love to speak with you guys, like John said, stories, cool content. We love to put stuff out there around here, and sometimes there's stuff that we miss. On a day-to-day
Oh,
basis.
of course.
Yeah.
Running around, we might not know about that, super cool fishing spot. Or
There's always something new to learn about these communities.
Always history. It's amazing. But yeah, we'd love to talk with you guys. So just give us a call sometime.
Well, certainly, the three of us would not be sitting around having this conversation had it not been for COVID-19. That's a shame. But to take every possible advantage during these difficult times to strengthen relationships and make new ones, that's so important. So
Absolutely.
we really appreciate y'all driving through the rain to get here today. And have we missed anything that you would like to add before we?
You did a great job. We really appreciate
Oh,
having the
well,
opportunity.
you all.
Yeah, it's been great. If anything, guys, follow us on Facebook. Share, comment on our posts. Share our posts. People love to hear about the island, and we're gonna try our best to keep the entertainment flowing. I know live events are a little bit limited right now, but we're gonna find fun stuff for you to do with the kids and stuff to do with the family. We love talking about this area, and we want to continue doing it for a long, long time. So give us a call, and we'd love to hear your story.
Well, perfect. And as always, safety first. That was probably true before this all happened, but ever more safety first. Y'all take care. Thank you so much.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, thank you.